For more than 50 years, no human mission has traveled beyond low Earth orbit. Since the last Apollo mission in 1972, the Moon has stayed out of reach, not because of distance, but because of politics, budgets, and technical limits. NASA's Artemis program was created to change that reality and rebuild deep space capability step by step. At the center of this effort is Artemis II, the first crewed mission meant to carry humans back toward the Moon. After years of preparation, this mission was expected to launch in early 2026, but instead of moving forward, it has been delayed again. In this video, we explain why Artemis II was delayed, what problems NASA is facing, and why this mission still matters. If you want to stay updated on serious space analysis and the global space race, make sure you subscribe. Artemis II is designed to send 4 astronauts on a 10-day journey around the Moon and back to Earth. The crew includes Reid Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen. The mission will not land on the lunar surface. Its main goal is to prove that NASA's new deep space system can safely carry humans beyond Earth orbit and return them home. This includes testing the rocket, the spacecraft, and all life support and safety systems under real mission conditions. The mission relies on 3 major elements working together. The first is the Space Launch System, or SLS, the most powerful rocket NASA has ever built. The second is the Orion spacecraft, which carries the astronauts and protects them in space and during re-entry. The third is the ground system at Kennedy Space Center, which fuels the rocket and controls the launch. If any one of these systems fails, the mission cannot fly. On February 3, 2026, NASA announced that Artemis II would not launch during its planned February window. The new target date was moved to no earlier than March 2026. The delay was caused by a liquid hydrogen leak discovered during a wet dress rehearsal. This test simulates the entire launch countdown and includes fully fueling the rocket without actually launching it. During the test, sensors detected hydrogen leaking from a connection between the rocket and the ground fueling system. The leak exceeded safety limits, and the automated launch system stopped the countdown. Engineers tried to resolve the issue by stopping the fuel flow and allowing the hardware to warm up so seals could reset. This approach had worked in limited cases before, but this time, the leak returned. As a result, NASA paused launch preparations to investigate further. Liquid hydrogen is one of the hardest fuels to manage in rocketry. It must be stored at extremely low temperatures, around -253 degrees Celsius. Hydrogen molecules are very small, which means they can escape through tiny gaps that other fuels cannot. The SLS rocket holds massive amounts of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, which flow through complex pipes and connectors known as umbilicals. The leak occurred at the tail service mast umbilical, a part that must stay sealed during fueling and then disconnect cleanly at liftoff. This hardware is exposed to extreme temperature changes, which cause metal parts to expand and contract. Even very small changes can break a seal. Similar leaks happened during Artemis I, which suggests this is not a one-time mistake, but a deeper design weakness. The SLS rocket also relies heavily on legacy hardware. Its 4 main engines, called RS-25s, were originally built for the Space Shuttle program. While these engines are powerful and proven, they were not designed for the SLS configuration. They now operate with new fuel tanks, new plumbing, and new ground systems. Reusing older hardware saved development time, but it also added complexity and integration risk. Problems are not limited to the rocket. The Orion spacecraft has its own unresolved issues. After the uncrewed Artemis I mission, engineers found unexpected damage to Orion's heat shield. The heat shield is made of 186 blocks of AvCoat material, which is designed to slowly burn away during re-entry to protect the crew. Instead of wearing down evenly, large pieces broke off. Investigations showed that gases became trapped inside the material during heating. Pressure built up and caused cracking and spalling. Replacing the heat shield would delay Artemis II by at least a year, so NASA chose a different solution. For Artemis II, NASA changed the spacecraft's return path. The capsule will enter Earth's atmosphere at a steeper angle. This reduces the time spent in the most intense heat, lowering the risk of damage. This decision is based on models and testing, but it does not fully remove the risk, especially for future missions with different flight profiles. Additional technical problems also contributed to delays. Orion's life support system had issues with valves used to remove carbon dioxide from the cabin. Some sealing materials deformed and caused leaks, requiring repairs and replacements. These systems are critical for crew safety and cannot be rushed. The spacecraft's batteries also needed major rework. Engineers discovered that the batteries were not secured well enough to survive the extreme forces of a launch abort. The mounting system had to be redesigned. This work was slowed by a fragile supply chain, where delays in small components can stop progress across the entire program. Leadership changes at NASA added another layer of pressure. In December 2025, Jared Isaacman became NASA's administrator. He took office during a period of budget cuts and workforce reductions. Isaacman supports a mission-first approach and argues that SLS and Orion remain the fastest way to achieve U.S. lunar goals. At the same time, NASA's Office of Inspector General has raised serious concerns. Reports show large cost overruns, weak oversight of contractors, and a lack of clear long-term cost planning. Isaacman must keep Artemis moving while responding to these warnings and maintaining political support. Funding for Artemis in 2026 is shaped by the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed in July 2025. The law provides NASA with about $24 billion for the year and protects funding for SLS and Orion. It also requires that any future launch competition must include an SLS option unless a commercial system clearly outperforms it. This keeps Artemis stable in the short term, but it also limits flexibility. The Inspector General estimates that Artemis will cost tens of billions more than originally planned, with a few projects responsible for a large share of NASA's total cost overruns. While NASA manages delays, China is moving quickly. China plans to land astronauts on the Moon by 2030 and has made steady progress on its Long March 10 rocket. A commercial variant is scheduled to fly in April 2026. China is also preparing the Chang'e 7 mission to explore the Moon's south pole, an area believed to contain water ice. The United States leads the Artemis Accords, an international agreement on lunar cooperation that has grown to more than 60 member countries. China and Russia are building a separate lunar partnership. This division is shaping a new era of competition around the Moon. A major weakness in Artemis is its dependence on SpaceX's Starship for lunar landings. Starship must refuel in orbit using many tanker launches, something never done before. Internal reports suggest Starship may not be ready for a crewed landing until late 2028 or later. This creates a gap where NASA may reach lunar orbit but be unable to land. Despite all these challenges, Artemis II remains essential. It will be the first human mission beyond Earth orbit in more than 5 decades. It will collect data on radiation, life support, and deep space communication. Experiments will study how space affects human biology, and new laser communication systems will be tested. Artemis II is not just a delayed launch. It is a test of whether modern space exploration can handle technical risk, budget limits, and global competition at the same time. A successful launch in March 2026 would keep the program moving, but it would not end the deeper challenges. As more nations set their sights on the Moon, the outcome of Artemis II will shape who leads humanity's next chapter beyond Earth.